total 0-3 teams have made it since I was born. That's a true stat. What are you looking at? What? I thought that was Nick right over there. Literally, it's must-win Wednesday. First up, Ravens in Dallas. Sunday at 4 on Fox. Double must-win?
Oh.
No. It can't be a double must-win because the idea is the Ravens win, they save their season. But that would get them to 1-2 and put the Cowboys at 1-2. So it's not fair to say the Ravens saved their season by getting to 1-2 and the Cowboys' season's over by falling to 1-2. Makes no sense.
Okay.
It is a must-win solely and only for Baltimore. Of course, the Cowboys would like to win it, but the Ravens have to win it. As I mentioned earlier, after this game, they still have their schedule. Buffalo, Tampa, the Chargers, Philly, and Houston, and 6 divisional games against the Bengals, Steelers, and Browns. So yes, the Ravens absolutely unequivocally must win.
I think it's the rare double must win.
So,
all right? The Ravens is a must win, like a literal must win.
like you'll change your Super Bowl
No,
pick if they
I mean, look, you said 6 teams since 1966. I will hold out hope that they're one of those. Did you say 66?
He said since he was born, but he didn't want people to know he was born in 66.
16
great.
in the Super Bowl.
You are
I
old.
look great, buddy.
I want your
66
skincare routine.
was not that long ago. All right, but anyway, I will stick with them, but obviously people will have reasons to bail on the Ravens if they lose. So they're literal must win. The Cowboys, you have to throw in the inflection. Must win? Yeah, it's a must win. Like, for the spirit. Like, if you get beat for the 2nd straight time at home, actually 3rd straight time at home, you're supposed to be this juggernaut in Texas. That would be huge as far as emotions. So, yeah, the Cowboys are in a must win, and the Ravens are in a must win. So, double.
It feels like they're both in a must-win
There it
without
is.
the inflection in your voice, because the Ravens making the playoffs after starting 0-3 with such a small percentage of teams that have been able to do that with all the problems that they've had. I think those are just going to get compounded. And then with Dallas, to lose 3 games at home after you've been so good at home for so long. And the last time they started 1-2 was, I think, 2020, and then ended up going 6-10. So it's not a great indicator of them ending up in the spot and being able to recover from it.
Good answer. Brewers up 1-0. Great job. Next up,
Coach had the same answer as me.
Jets home opener against
he
the
didn't have the
Patriots.
inflection.
New England, sneaky good, and 15-1 in their last 16 games against the Jets. But again, no Tom Brady, no Cam Newton, no Mac Jones. Versus the Patriots this season, here's how quarterbacks have done. Joe Burrow took an L. Geno played great and won in overtime. Rodgers, we don't know yet. So for Rodgers, must win?
Absolute must win for Rodgers. It's not even a debate. And if they lose Thursday in our A block Friday, the question is Robert Saleh coaching for his job against Denver the following week? If they fall to 1-2 with a loss to the Patriots, and then you have Denver coming up, the reverse Nat Hackett revenge situation, I don't even know. Because if they lose to the Patriots and the Broncos to start the year and start 1-3, something's happening. So yes, like if my theory of interim head coach Nat Hackett coming into our lives at some point, that was looking better when it looked like the Titans were going to steal that game, and then Will Levis went Will Levis. They win. They've steadied themselves, and you can start the narrative of, listen, we lost to the Niners. Who cares? We won the games we're supposed to. But the whole world, except for Kevin Wildes, still looks at the Patriots as an ultimate tomato can. I know you got mad at me earlier when I said that, but that is just what people think of them, fair or not. And so if the Jets lose, no one's going to be like, well, the thing is the Patriots are excellent. It's going to be about the Jets being a mess. So, yes, this is a must-win.
For the first time today, Nick's right. Wow, I agree with him on this one. Must win. Yeah, look, this whole season is about Aaron's here to save the day. And if you lose to the Patriots, they're better than we expected, but still, they're not. I don't even think you think they're going to make the playoffs.
And didn't they beat the Patriots last year with the bad quarterbacks?
Yes, in a game we were trying to lose, yes.
No, I understand. No, I'm saying, but it would be bad for the Jets.
Yeah,
they got to win this. If they win this game and Aaron plays really well, I'm willing. I almost guarantee they win the next 2 and be 4-1.
Wow.
Because I think the lift they would get from that, a great performance by Aaron, a very good one, and a win. But if they lose, I agree with you about Saleh. He'd be in trouble.
Well, look, it's the Jets at home. Okay, it's the Jets with the Hall of Fame quarterback. So they've got that guy. The Patriots don't have Tom Brady. It's the Jets with the more experienced head coach. And it's the Patriots. So you better be. Patriots been taking the Jets lunch money for so long. This is their opportunity to take the Patriots lunch money, and they should at home with everything loaded up. And it's absolutely a must-win. And if you don't give me the point, I'm gonna have a problem. So it's a must.
We know where that one's going.
Yeah.
Coach should lead 2-0.
You said coach has to lead 2-0?
Oh,
Yes,
I'm sorry.
that's a
1-1.
double.
1-1. That was only worth 1.
No, I like it better at 2-0.
Money balls at the end. Caleb headed to Indy against a Colts defense that is giving up an average of 400 yards a game. Only the Rams are worse. He's under pressure, figuratively and literally. Most pressures faced this season. Will Levis, Deshaun, and then Caleb. So
I brought this
Caleb,
up on Monday, and Coach started yelling at me.
I must win.
That's what really set the table for our argument yesterday. Was I brought up these?
I don't even remember our argument
hard
yesterday.
Facts. Must win for who? Wilds.
Caleb,
Wilds. What do they call me?
Mr. Consistency.
Yes. And I know people might think I'm going to have a sliding scale for a rookie quarterback behind that type of offensive line.
It's the offensive line's fault.
See, I told you. You started yelling at me. It's an absolute must-win for Caleb Williams.
Wow.
Indy's defense has been really bad. They against CJ, it's one thing, but again, he did whatever he wanted, picked up that 3rd and 11 at the end to ice the game. Last week, Malik Willis goes into the game having never thrown a touchdown, having never had a passer rating above 50 in a start, having never thrown for 100 yards. You knew they were going to run the ball, you couldn't stop them. They lost, sadly, to Forrest Buckner in that game. The Indy did. So this is, additionally, when you looked at the Bears' schedule before the year, it's like, wow, at Houston week 2, that's a tough one. But then a 7-game stretch of not only winnable games, but mediocre or bad defenses we projected. And most of that through 2 weeks has proven out. So yes, this is absolutely a must-win for Caleb Williams. And I hope after the game he grabs Anthony Richardson. He's like, "Listen here, little bro. Let me explain. let me teach you some things about winning in this league, like CJ did to him, and see how he reacts to it."
Hopefully his quarterback rating will be over 24.
Yeah, I think it will be, Coach. And so yeah, I think this is a must-win for Caleb.
It is a must-win for Caleb because that defense in Chicago is legit.
Yes.
Right? And they're going against a darn near rookie quarterback in Anthony Richardson and a team that, has struggled a bit. And so if CJ Caleb plays fairly well.
They do
they should
remind
win.
you of each other, don't they? So.
They should win if Caleb just plays a solid game. And so if they lose, again, going against a young guy who's basically a rookie because he was injured last year, not a good look at all for Caleb. And remember, the body language of DJ Moore last week was bad. And it was almost like, dude needs to start getting me the ball. Like throwing, I'm open, and he keeps overthrowing, underthrowing, whatever it is. So I think some of the vets, just going from DJ Moore's body language, are like starting to get a little bit frustrated.
Yeah, the Colts can't stop the run. They're almost dead last in turnover differential. Turnovers, he's actually facing a quarterback that he has a better completion percentage than. They both are essentially rookies. And the rule of thumb, to whom much is given, much is expected. And now we're in week 3, so we should see some significant progress with a defense that is better than your opponents.
Can I ask a question here?
Yeah.
If Caleb comes out in this game and plays really well, and I'm not saying not 350 yards, 3 touchdowns,
Good game.
throws for, has the type of game that I thought he could have last week, where a combined rushing and passing to over 240 yards and a couple touchdowns. So they throw 1 interception in there as well.
Sure.
And they get to 2-1, and the defense continues to look great. Will that one performance by him change your guys' opinion on how good this team can be? If the defense continues to be excellent and Caleb, and he doesn't look like he's rated right now 30th of 32 quarterbacks, all of a sudden it's like, wait, what if he's just an average quarterback this year? Like, it shows the ability to be that in a pretty wide open NFC, in a division that all of a sudden is shakier than we thought because of Jordan's injury and the Goff struggles. Will that change your opinion, or will it be tossed out?
Where do you want to go?
I won't think Super Bowl.
I'm not saying Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Playoffs. That playoffs are a real viable possibility.
With some of the injuries, and right now we still aren't sure who's who. Because teams didn't play in the preseason. We know the practices aren't what they used to be. So a lot of teams are still just feeling their way through and getting in game shape. So I wouldn't go full bore like, oh, they're going to make the playoffs. But yeah, with that defense and solid quarterback play, sure, it's a possibility.
Raise my hand for a second. I just want to stop the parade on the Bears defense. I know we had good stats last year, and Will Levis gave them some free points, so they won the game. But if Will Levis didn't have the worst play of the year, the Bears would have lost to the Titans.
But that would have